Good Sunday morning, everybody. Good Sunday morning. Welcome to Sunday with Spirit. For those joining for the first time, this is not a political poll, it's a spiritual poll. Every Sunday, a group of us come together and we bounce up and down on this web of creation. We bounce up and down, create a new vibration, enhance a vibration of peace, love, a new way of being. And as promised, I'm going to dig into the card that I keep getting this last 2 weeks. And it's our ancient future. And when I first pulled this card, I go, oh, that's a cool little twist of words, our ancient future. And then as I started thinking a little bit more about it, I started playing with the words a little bit. Played with that, ancient, future, time streams, present, past. I go, what? It just felt really, really powerful, this card, our ancient future. And then I found a book, started rereading a book. And the book is The History of the Hopi from Their Origins in Lemuria. And I was kind of blown away a little bit by it. And it's just not the Hopis that have this Lemurian history, but it's the Egyptians, it's the Mayans, the Incas, the Tibetans, the Maoris, the indigenous Australians. There's a lot. And so as we dig into this ancient wisdom, and I also think it is part of the Essenes during Jesus' time. It is reported, I was reading a book with Dolores Cannon, Jesus and the Essenes, about his time with the Essenes, because there's a big chunk of time that doesn't really have any history of Jesus, from like a teenager to his 30s or something. Not that I'm a historian of Jesus, but when I heard that for the first time, I went, oh my gosh, he went off planet. Well, that's where I think. Yeah, he went off planet for a while to get some knowledge. And so when I think of this, our ancient future, and so I'm saying this is our ancient future for this collective. What about my ancient future? Where is that? And it still feels like community. Even though I say mine, it feels like it's a part of a community. So the ancient Lemurians, that knowledge base is something that we're becoming more and more aware of. And if we're not becoming aware of it, then it is showing up in our, what we call the ascension process, the higher vibration of peace and love, creation, creator force. We're getting away from the fear and the lower, and the hate and the anger. We're getting away from that. And sometimes people hang on to that so hard. It's easy to hang on to that. And yet we think that it's harder to stay in that peace and love space. Some of us are way more advanced than others. Yay. I want to be around you all more. So our ancient future, we're remembering what the ancients told us. We're revisiting the indigenous ways and seeing what they have for us. Okay. The two decks I'm using, Angels and Ancestors, I just thought it was appropriate, our Ancient Future. And then I'm using the Galactic Heritage deck. Both of these decks bring in our ancestors. Both of these decks give us a path forward for our journey today. So let's take a look. Angels and Ancestors. The first card we get, we get the Protection Guardian. And underneath it, it says, drop your shields. So with this Ancient Future message, the ancients are saying, you don't need to be protected right now. You don't need to lift your shields, because the guardian, the protection guardian, is there. We got this. Drop your shields, move forward. So often I think of myself as, oh, I don't want to go move on in this direction. I don't want to move that direction. Somebody said something goofy to me and I don't want to feel that energy again. Well, if I just drop my shield and let my protection guardian take over, it's a lot easier. It's a lot more freeing too. All right, next card. Lord, take charge and with authority. Oh Lord, take charge and with authority. It piggybacks on this Protection Guardian card for me. And again, how you guys see these cards, your interpretation, hugely important. I love it. If you put it in the comments, that'd be great. It helps everybody. But this is our own path, so that information that you get from the cards is true for your path. So this Lord card that I piggyback on the Protection Guardian, it's like, what if we moved with authority? I was reading this Facebook post the other day. I'm so bad at Facebook. But here's this indigenous woman. She's from Alaska. She married one of my high school friends that I keep in contact with, barely. He's like the only one. And she is this brilliant woman who is a professor in a major college. And she writes on Facebook how she's feeling a little vulnerable. She's having a little imposter syndrome getting back into the school year. And it hit me. I'm like, oh my gosh, this woman who is so accomplished has that sense of, it's not inadequacy. It's just, it's the imposter syndrome. It's like, I shouldn't be doing this. I don't have the skill set. I don't have the knowledge base. I don't have the authority to take that step. I thought that was huge, huge. And so she admits it, and it feels like she let it go. That's what it sent. That's the sense that I got by writing it down. She just let it go. She dropped her shield. She let the Protection Guardian take over. Take charge with authority. Ah, grandmother, wise one. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. The wise one, grandmother. Grow within your current situation. Oh boy, grow within your current situation. Oh, that makes my head dizzy. Grow within your current situation. Every situation we have is different. You know, it feels like to me that whatever situation this community is in, and it's our ancient future, is what we're really backing off of. But then when I go grow within your current situation, I drop into individual people that I know, and I go, well, how, you know, each one is different. Each one has to do it differently. But as the collective, our ancient future, as the collective rising up, getting a different knowledge base than the current technology, than the current science, so to speak, going back to the ancient sciences, remembering those. And we need to be wise about that. We need to be wise to and I hear in my head, I hear there's a path of questioning that we can use. All right, let's see what the Galactic Heritage has to say. Our ancient future talks about balanced relationships. Yikes. Yikes. That's today. That's not our future. I mean, well, our future is balanced relationships, but today we're so divided. It feels like we're getting a little closer. It feels like it. It feels like it. It feels like I've dropped my shield a lot in talking to my neighbors. I take my authority and I take charge of it, and I move forward in it. And I do talk more about peace and love to some of the people who are not thinking of peace and love. And it's a growing, it's I can't, when I did speak to them before, my shields were up so strong that we couldn't communicate at all. Okay, all right. Balanced relationships, the Pleiades, the future, fusion and magic, Orion. Hey, there is a little theme going on here. I don't know if y'all know it, or have not know it. I don't know if you all have noticed it. 88, 55. We got some power numbers going on. Fusion and magic. And this card is about the dichotomy, the plurality, the duality, having two different sides come together, creating magic. It's the balanced relationships coming together in fusion and creating magic. So where I'm going with this so far is that our ancient future, our ancients, the Lemurians, the Lemurian energy is talking about when we drop our shields, when we balance our relationships, that fusion creates magic. And that magic is letting us take charge with authority. And certainly she's in the background, kind of leading everything. That's what I think. She's so quiet and so powerful and so strong. My take. All right, let's keep moving. Ooh, Black League patterning. Okay, Black League patterning. So what this card is, and again, we have the Orion, not a double. But what this Black League patterning is, it sounds dark, it sounds evil, but it's light. What we can associate this with is the Jedi Knight. And this is fighting against the evil in the world. And I'm thinking to myself, it's the lower level energy that we bring in that keeps us holding our shields pretty high. But there's a group that is out there that is fighting for us, that is fighting for a higher level of consciousness to raise our vibrations. And that Black League, that patterning, can't get through the shield. So sometimes we need to drop the shield and look for the good and all. Okay. Then, double ones. The Asani parallel. Integrity. Wow. Integrity. Our ancient future is asking us for integrity. Remember the integrity of all things. Remember that we are all connected in fusion and magic. The rock people, the tree people, the indigenous tribes of North America respected all living things. Even rocks, yeah, even rocks. There's a book called Conversations with Nature. And it's all about her conversation with rocks and nature. Fusion and magic. Integrity. Balanced relationships. That's what our ancient future is going to be looking like. If we allow it. If we drop our shields. I want to go back to this Black League patterning card. So I did a little reading on it from the Galactic Heritage deck from their app. It's a great app, $10. It's really good. But this Black League patterning, for people in lower level consciousness, dealing with fear, hate, anger, confusion, when this group of Jedi Knights, so to speak, we are part of that group, raising the vibration to a higher level with integrity to allow the fusion and magic. So it's not from an outside source, it's us. We are the Jedi Knights. We are the ones that are bringing in balanced relationships. We are the ones that are taking charge, dropping our shields, and of course, listening to grandmother. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being with me on this Sunday with Spirit. Appreciate you all. Peace and love.